Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, the government suspends reclamation projects in Manila Bay. Authorities inspect foreign vessels reportedly involved in reclamation activities in Manila Bay as lawmakers continue to push for an investigation into reclamation projects in the country. Philippine Reclamation Authority Assistant General Manager Joseph Literal and Coast Guard Manila Station Commander Captain Jerome Lozada join us in the program. The Immigration Bureau has started inspecting dredging vessels in reclamation sites along Manila Bay over concerns on the activities of foreign crew. In a statement over the weekend, the BI said it wants to make sure that foreign nationals working in dredging vessels follow immigration laws. The BI also tapped the Philippine Coast Guard in the inspection activities, which are expected to continue in the next couple of days. Let's go straight to the source of the story. First off, we have Philippine Reclamation Authority Assistant General Manager Joseph Literal. Attorney Literal, welcome to the source. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Good morning po, Ms. Pinky Webb. Salamat din po.
Okay, Attorney, DENR says there are 22 reclamation projects in Manila Bay from 2019 to 2021. Of course, this is now suspended pending review. What is the count of the PRA?
Ma'am, firstly, ma'am, we just want to clarify yung numbers kasi yung 22 po on record, that's the approved projects nationwide. In Manila Bay, ma'am, 13 po lahat.
22 approved nationwide, not just Manila Bay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. In Manila Bay, it's 13.
Okay. So 13, is this the count of the PRA or is it the DENR, sir?
Ma'am, we should have the same count because kasi ma'am, we based our approval on the issued ECCs and area clearance. So our approved projects should also be the same as the approved projects in the records of DENR, ma'am. I'm
not sure if you read about it, sir, but there was a report earlier which you already clarified, that the DENR was saying there were 22 projects and then the PRA was saying there's actually 25 projects or vice versa. I'm not sure if you saw that, sir. That's why I wanted to find out if there's any discrepancy between the numbers from the DENR and the PRA.
Ma'am, that was what I was clarifying a while ago because the 22 projects, ma'am, requested from us by other third parties. Ma'am, it's 22 nationwide, but in Manila Bay, it's only 13.
That's clarified right now,
yes,
sir.
Okay.
Yung pinag-uusapan po nating 13 projects in Manila Bay, are these all approved na ho ba? Number one, at number two, how many are currently being implemented?
Okay. Ma'am, they are all approved, the 13, but all 3 are being implemented right now.
Okay. And what is the status of the 10?
The status of the 10, they're complying with the pre-construction documents and other permits from PRA and also from other government agencies, ma'am.
I see. So, yung pre-construction documents, sir, that is coming from the PRA, from the office that you're in?
Yes, ma'am. These are, ma'am, the pre-construction documents are the detailed plans and also the other, ma'am, hindi lang detailed plans ng project but also yung mga drainage and flooding plans that have to be studied also by PRA. Okay,
very good, sir. Let's also find out first, sir, the process by which these projects are approved. So, out of the 13, yung 3 po, tapos na po sila sa pre-construction documents, etc. And then meron pong yung 10 pending. So,
yes,
prior to their approval, prior to them being given the green light, what is the process by which a company or a project goes through, sir? Sino ho ba nagbibigay ng green light?
Ma'am, actually kami po yung nagbibigay ng green light because under EO 74, and previous rules and regulations. Ma'am, kasi kami PRA is the central coordinating agency for reclamation. So we process the permits actually we collate all the permits from other government agencies, and then we evaluate them together with the mandatory requirements that we require for a reclamation project. So ma'am, kasama na po dito is the ECC and area clearance from the DNR, which is the two most important documents that we need before PRA can approve the project, ma'am.
What is the other one, sir? I think I missed it.
It's the environmental compliance
Yes.
certificate and also the area clearance.
And area clearance.
Yes, ma'am.
So if a company wants to engage in a project in Manila Bay, how does it actually begin? Because from what I'm understanding, sir, parang kayo po yung kayo po magbibigay ng green light, pero
Yes, ma'am.
kayo po ang last stop, kumbaga. Kukunin po
Yes,
nila
ma'am.
lahat ng mga approval from different agencies, and then these permits are collated by the PRA, and then the PRA decides, okay, yes, you can go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. That's right, ma'am.
Okay. So, sa approval stage pa lang po, kung papayagan po ang kumpanya na to be involved in a reclamation project in Manila Bay, sa umpisa pa lang, hindi ho kayo parte nito?
Ma'am, kasi sa first, right now, because of the PEA Amari ruling, a corporation cannot directly file a reclamation application with PRA. So, ito ma'am, sa Manila Bay projects na to, these are all PPP projects ng local government units. So, it's the local government units who applies for a reclamation permit or reclamation project with the PRA. So, after their application, ma'am, napiprequalify sila, and then inaalaw po sila, PRA gives them about 24 months or a maximum of 30 months to comply with all these requirements. Kasama na po, ma'am, yung sinasabi ko mga public hearings in the goal of securing in ECC and area clearance from the DNR. And also the
Attorney,
different...
Attorney,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
basically, if the LGU wants to engage in a reclamation project, ang una po nilang pupuntahan PRA.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so PRA po muna. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you give them about 24 months to 30 months to comply with
The mandatory requirements and the permits and endorsements from other government agencies po.
and then after that, that's when you actually go and give the green light, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sa
Yes,
umpisa,
ma'am.
parang sa umpisa ho kayo at sa dulo.
Yes, ma'am. Umpisa and dulo.
Opo. Sir,
Opo.
what are the parameters by which the PRA would allow an LGU to even begin the process of a project for reclamation?
Ma'am, well, that's why we are getting applications from LGUs, because the reclamations are done in their municipal waters, no? So, secondly, ma'am, i-justify ni LGU why they need to reclaim. So, may isasubmit silang project profile and also a pre-feasibility study for us to have or an idea why
That's
they
right.
need to reclaim.
Opo.
So, ganun po. When we believe or na-evaluate po namin na may expansion or economic reasons ang isang LGU to do the project, we proceed na, ma'am, with yung preliminary contract namin, yung memorandum of understanding, to guide them, ma'am, with the whole process of reclamation. So, nandun din po yung mandatory requirements and other requirements from other government agencies and the timelines, ma'am.
The 13 projects that have been approved, sir, these are from which years? Which years do they cover?
Ma'am, different administrations po. Because yung One Manila project has been approved by the President, subject to compliance with PRA. Pre-approved siya, ma'am, ng President since late 1990s. And yung Pasay project, the SM project, was applied as early as 2013 and 2014.
Ganun katagal?
Yes, ma'am, and the rest administration na po ni President Duterte.
Okay, because there was also a report about this, sir, that I know, kinorek nyo na po, no, yung sinasabing 22, supposedly, which
Yes,
you
ma'am.
corrected to 13. We're saying from
Yes,
the
ma'am.
years 2019 to 2021. So let's scratch to the 22 projects. Let's stick to 13. Is it true that these 13 projects were approved in from 2029 to 2021, which is basically 3 years? Yung kanilang approval ho ba nangyari from 2019 to 2021?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because, ma'am, yung mga mandatory requirements, they were submitted to us yung mga ganong time din.
I guess the question, Attorney, is hindi
Yes,
ho
ma'am.
ba napakadami nitong 13 projects in 3 years? In Manila Bay?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, madami siya. Pero as I have explained, 3 ma'am yung ongoing.
Yeah.
Kasi ma'am, we should understand na hindi porke approve yung project, they can
Start.
really start.
Opo.
Ma'am, may mga logistics issues yan tulad ng sand source. Where do they source the
Yeah,
sand?
but that's kanila na po yun, hindi ho ba, Attorney?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Kanila
ma'am.
na
Yes,
ho
ma'am.
yun eh. They have to comply with that. But for
Yes,
the
ma'am.
PRA, this is my question, to approve 13 projects in 3 years only in Manila Bay, I guess,
Apa.
hindi ho ba number one madami yon? And I guess, ano ho ba yung impact nun as a whole to the marine biodiversity, to the fisher folks, to everything, sir?
Yes, ma'am. You're right, ma'am. Actually, kinonsider din po namin yan. But again, ma'am, kasi yung, kaya nga critical yung two important permits from other government agency. Ma'am, kasi yung question nyo, ma'am, nasasagot na po yun nung 2 document from DNR. Ma'am, yung sinasabi natin biodiversity, fisher folks, ma'am, they're all considered during the public hearings and public scoping and stakeholder forum po for the start nung environmental impact studies. Pero yung, ma'am, yung is it okay ba to reclaim in that portion of Manila Bay? Ma'am, that is answered by the area clearance issued by the DNR. Ma'am, sa amin kasi, ma'am, actually, totoo yun, madami siya. Pero we believe naman, ma'am, na in actual situation, they won't start, ma'am, as in sabay-sabay.
Yes.
Unang-una, ma'am, these projects, sabi ko nga, yung tulad sa SM Pasay, ma'am, they started at 2013 and 2014.
Yeah.
Ma'am, isipin nyo almost 9 years or 10 years.
Yes. Hindi naman ganun kadali. Of course, no,
Yes, ma'am.
Attorney.
Ma'am, kaya ito, ma'am, I think because the LGUs and their partners believe na medyo matagal lang yun, they just started early and get the permits early. But
it doesn't
ma'am,
mean
by
they're
the-
going to build right away or
Yes,
they're going to
ma'am.
start
Yes, ma'am.
developing it. But I guess the question, the question remains, Attorney, ano po? I understand that if it is approved, they're not gonna start tomorrow. They probably
Yes,
will
ma'am.
start in a
Right.
year or even a month. It depends on them, sir, because they need there's logistics, there's a lot of things to be sourced. But
right, ma'am.
I get, sir, babalikan ko lang po yung tanong ko. Alam ko sabi niyo madami, pero 13 sa Manila Bay, ano na ho kaya ang matitira doon?
Ma'am, I've been explaining this in almost all my interviews. Ma'am, actually yung 13 na yun, concentrated, ma'am, sa NCR yun.
Opo.
And we computed based on the areas they applied for. It's about 5,000 to 6,000 if they will be completed altogether.
5,000 to 6,000 what, sir?
Hectares.
Okay.
Again, ma'am, that's concentrated sa area ng NCR and the rest LGUs of Cavite. So,
Kasama yung
ma'am,
Cavite?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
May 2 po sa Cavite, Bacoor and Cavite province. Ma'am, pero if you would compare it to the entire size of Manila Bay, which is almost 200,000 hectares, it's 199,000 plus. Ma'am, it's less than less than 5%.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yun yung sinasabi namin na i-dispel lang namin yung notion na mawawala yung Manila Bay, mawawala. Ma'am, actually, sabi ko nga, if yung max na yun, if these projects are all completed at this time. But again, tagal-tagal na, 3 pa lang, ma'am, ang nakastart.
Yeah, but remember, sir, it is the president that said that too.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hindi ho ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Oo, nawawala na daw yung tubig sa Manila Bay.
Yes, ma'am.
Opo.
Opo.
Okay. Sir, do you still have time? Because I know you're supposed to go in a meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I'm waiting din naman kasi it will be later pa naman po.
Okay.
I can stay, ma'am.
But we can still have him back. Just quickly, we need to take a very short break. Sir, please stand by. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, Philippine Reclamation Authority Assistant General Manager Joseph Literal. Attorney, I still just really want to understand this better. I hope you don't mind, no? Yung sinasabi niyo po, in all your interviews, sinasabi niyo, ang na-approve na projects is only 5,000 hectares. Tama ho ba? Out of 200,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that
Yes,
correct,
ma'am.
sir? Okay. Here's my question, sir. If it is indeed 5,000, a small percentage out of 200,000, ano,
Yes.
baka naman ito ho ba ay lahat nasa halos lahat ng Ross Boulevard na kahit na sabihin po natin 5,000 yan, wala na po tayong makikita dun sa likod? Would that be...
Yes, ma'am. That's right, ma'am. If your vantage point would be in Rojas Boulevard, ma'am. But again, ma'am, when we approved the plans, ma'am, we required also mga open spaces and easements within the islands. Ma'am, we're creating a multiple Rojas Boulevard inside these projects.
Can you repeat that? A multi... What, sir? A multi?
Ma'am, a number of mga sunset views, view of the Manila Bay on the outer open spaces of the islands. Ma'am, kasi ang buildings nila concentrated in the middle and all the roads are around the islands. So,
Okay.
ma'am, parang meron silang mga open spaces, ma'am, for the public.
Yeah. But
To
I guess...
have a different vantage point ng sunset and the Manila Bay.
Hahanapin lang natin, kumbaga.
Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
ganun
Hindi naman
yun eh.
hahanap. Ma'am, hindi naman siya hahanapin. Actually, they can really, these are public roads.
Yeah, okay. Sir,
Opo.
what about CCCC? Just as a last question.
Yes,
what is
ma'am.
your involvement in this, sir? Once and for all.
Ma'am, actually, we're not directly involved in even the LGUs, ma'am. Again, the CCC issue, it's not directly naman, ma'am, can be imputed as a project because yung mga Chinese contractors here are subsidiaries of CCCC.
Yes,
so,
yes.
alam naman natin, ma'am, there are parang separate and distinct personality between a subsidiary and a parent company. Anyway, ma'am, that has been, ma'am, actually, I don't want to debate on whether CCCC or yung subsidiary yung blacklisted. However, ma'am, just for the information of everyone, before these vessels and their crew were allowed to enter or do business here in the Philippines, especially sa Manila Bay, we required special permits from other government agencies. So
Such
before
as?
we allowed them, they secured permits from Marina, Coast Guard, and also an endorsement from the National Security Council,
Oh, okay.
which they have submitted to us.
Opo.
Opo.
Kaya na pinayagan po.
Yes,
All right.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I hope we get to speak again. I still have another guest, but there's still so
Okay,
much to
ma'am.
talk about. Sana, Philippine Reclamation Authority Assistant General Manager Joseph Literal. Attorney, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you po. Thank
We'll
you,
be
Ma'am
taking a
Miss
short
Pinky.
break.
Okay.
This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, Coast Guard Station Manila Commander Captain Jerome Lozada. Captain Lozada, thank you so much for your time, sir. Let me already begin. Captain, ilan na ho ba ang na-inspect ng Coast Guard na mga barko sa Manila Bay sa ngayon?
As of now, ma'am, for the part of the Coast Guard Station Manila, we are in charge in inspecting all vessels na registered po under the Philippine Registry. So we have inspected around 47 vessels na engaged po dito sa reclamation.
And what was the outcome of that, sir? Yung sa 47? Because I know that you were in tandem with the Bureau of Immigration. Nagsama po ang Coast Guard at Bureau of Immigration, sumampa po sa pagkaalam ko doon sa mga, well, a lot of the Chinese vessels, and they checked yung mga papeles.
Yes, ma'am. For the inspection that was recently conducted with the Bureau of Immigration, they have just started this last Friday and Saturday po. The purpose of the inspection was to check yung documents ng mga foreign nationals on board the Chinese vessels. But on the PCG part, ma'am, we have already continuously conducting inspections for the purpose of checking documents in relation with safety compliances.
Oh, so you are checking the documents for what, sir? For safety compliance? Hindi po yung dokumento ng mga nasa barko, ng mga personnel na nasa barko?
No, ma'am. For the PCG, we inspect the statutory documents issued by Marina, and then yung crew in charge for the navigation and then the maintenance po ng engine. Just to enlighten you, ma'am, some of these vessels may be originally foreign flag sila, but some of them were converted to domestic na Philippine registry, in which may mga Filipino crew on board na po ito, ma'am, in
Yes.
charge for the navigation and the maintenance ng engine ng vessel.
Okay. Sir, doon sa 47, balikan ko lang po, yung na-inspect ng Coast Guard. Ito ho bang 47 kasama nyo this whole time ang BI?
No, ma'am. The inspection ng BI just started this weekend.
Friday.
I'm not sure how many vessels na po na-inspect nila doon po sa verification ng documents.
Yeah. I think nung nakita ko po kasi Friday, parang meron pong 3. Anyway, so any problems that you saw or monitored dito sa 47 vessels inspected by the Philippine Coast Guard so far?
So far naman, ma'am, when it comes to safety compliances and then dun sa documents po as issued by Marina, kompleto naman po yung documents nila, and then dun po sa mga manning requirements as per to navigation and safety, they are compliant naman issued by as per documents issued by Marina.
Okay, 47. So far, so good, yung 47. How many is the Coast Guard supposed to inspect, sir?
In Manila Bay, we have 2 substations located. We have 12 personnel po. Pero yung 47 vessels naman po, they did not arrive nasabay-sabay. Paisa-isa, 3 ang darating po. So once they arrive and then they're ready for inspection, we go on board to check yung mga compliances po nila doon sa safety.
But ilan ho yung barko na kailangang i-check ng Philippine Coast Guard sa Manila Bay, sir?
On the part of the station Manila, ma'am, lahat po ng domestic registered vessels po ang ini-inspect namin. Because we also have another unit in charge for vessels that are foreign flag or they're international.
Iba po yun.
Iba po yun. Ibang office po ang in charge doon, ma'am, sa inspection.
Okay, so dun sa domestic, sir, tapos na ho ba kayo? That's all you needed to look into, 47?
Yung ng reclamation, we have already inspected these vessels.
Captain, Captain, I hope
we
you
are
don't mind,
in close
no?
coordination with them.
Naglag po yung ating communication for a bit, maybe the past 30 to 45 seconds. Balikan ko lang po yung tanong ko. Doon sa domestic vessels that your team is in charge of, you've inspected 47, meron pa ho ba kayong kailangan i-inspect?
As of now, ma'am, wala pa naman pong bagong vessels na dumarating that will engage in the reclamation project.
Okay, so on your end, the responsibility of your team, tapos na po?
Yes, ma'am. And
Okay.
then still, we are continuously monitoring the activities of these vessels. And then yung inspection po naman namin, ma'am, is we inspect them every 3 months as per our existing circulars po.
Every 3 months, did you say, sir?
Yes po.
The
Every
tatlong buwan.
every 3 months, and then if there are reasons for us to board, we also board them randomly.
Okay. What is going to happen now? Because of the President's order that all projects in Manila Bay are suspended, is there going to be an inspection daily, weekly, monthly, sir? Because you said you only do this once every 3 months. Ano po? Dadami ho ba yung frequency?
Yes, ma'am. With this current development po, we will be closely monitoring and to ensure po that the vessels engaged in the reclamation project are complying with the suspension that is being issued. Actually, as of now, there's one project in sa waterfront po is already been suspended with the issuance of the cease and desist order from the DNR.
Okay. Sir, yung mga tauhan, are they allowed to disembark, sir?
That's one that we are closely coordinating with PI right now because as to them, there should be a prior notice to the Bureau of Immigration, and then we have also advised the contractor in charge for the operation of these vessels that any disembarkation conducted by personnel of these vessels should be properly coordinated with the Bureau of Immigration and the BCG.
So now, it's clear, sir. Kung magde-disembark sila, kung pupunta po sila sa land, kailangan po may abiso o may pasabi, hindi lang po sa BI but also the Philippine Coast Guard. Is that clear now, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Opo. We have made that also clear to them.
And when is that implemented?
It's immediately implemented now.
Okay.
As we have advised them.
So nakabantay na po kayo to make sure that, I guess they have to show a permit, sir, no? That they are allowed to disembark. Ganun ho siguro yun?
Yes po, ma'am. Dapat there's a notice. Actually, as per our coordination with the Bureau of Immigration, since they are in charge particularly on the foreign nationals, they should send a notice to the Bureau of Immigration prior their disembarkation, and they should furnish us for that notice.
Coast Guard Station Manila Commander Captain Jerome Lozada. Sir, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.